Hi everyone. Well, we did it. We made it to 100 subscribers, and I would like to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in to watching these videos. Thank you for subscribing. And we have quite a nice little community. I can tell by the comments that some of you are very skilled in the different things that we cover on this channel, and others of you are very excited to learn these things, and that's just very exciting to see a community forming. We plan on continuing to provide you with the content that you would expect, and we're going to continue to generate C++ tutorials going forward we started with the very bare bone basics, and we're going to just continue to get into more and more things, dealing more with the standard library and how to make your own templates and things such as that. We also are going to continue to make Git videos, um, dealing with the command line and inside Visual Studio, how to interact with Git so that you can be productive as a team and be able to safely find older versions of your code as you learn and make mistakes. Also, we'll continue to make BIOS videos, and along with the BIOS videos, I plan on hopefully getting into VISA programming, so we will be able to do more with the graphics than we currently have. Also, dealing with things such as ports and mouse support and things like that. Hopefully, very soon, there'll be a Pong game clone going up, so you'll be able to see how to make a game that you can just stick a floppy disk, if you still have that, into your computer and boot it up and play a game. We also will continue with the electronics tutorials. I plan on getting specifically into operational amplifiers and showing how to use feedback to change voltages for analog computing and all the different configurations that you can do with that. But maybe we'll get into a digital series as well and show how to make logic gates out of discrete components and how to make a arithmetic unit and different things such as that. So going back to the very beginnings of this channel, I was working on my Simplex toolkit, which is basically all of the tooling that you need to turn C++ from a mid-level language into a high-level language and to make everyone's lives easier. So I plan to continue to explain how to use that toolkit, that library. We'll continue to deal with general assembly, and who knows, maybe in the future we'll get into things like ARM assembly and maybe a PIC assembly. So that's been a pretty heavy focus as of recent on the channel, and it'll be exciting to continue with that. DOS assembly is a newer series that we have on this channel. And I guess just like network television, we have all of these series going on. But the DOS assembly definitely has a lot of capabilities going forward, especially as we might use it as a bridge to get into 32-bit protected mode assembly. And once we go 32-bit, we'll be able to do things, we'll have a ton more memory. So we'll be able to do a lot of things once we get to that point. Also, in the same vein of dealing with things in assembly, we hope to continue to work on our TI-83 Plus assembly series. This goes back to 20 years or more for me dealing with calculators and assembly, and this was the beginning for me dealing with programming and everything like that, and I am looking forward to showing how to make various things in assembly and calculators. Perhaps we'll get into games, and it's just neat the options that you have with a small little handheld device. It's almost like having a little Game Boy in your pocket, but at the same time you can learn the inner workings of hardware that came out in the 80s. So it's educational as well as fun, so that's going to be great. We haven't actually done a video in SDL2 for a while, but hopefully we can circle back to that as well and deal with the compositors and draw lines and text and show how to make full screen programs as well as windowed programs. And um, one of the ideas that I have is I would like to take my Simplex toolkit and combine it with SDL and make a GUI toolkit. So the ability to have text boxes and file menus and things like that. I know there's a GTK out there, the GNOME toolkit, and there's Qt, sometimes pronounced Qt. However, their licenses are all buried in GPL, and if you try to make something commercially with them, you have to include your source code or your binaries, or I don't know. It's just there's always that fun legal murkiness that the GPL always brings along with it. So the goal would be to make something BSD or MIT so that people could just freely use it and do whatever they want with it, and they're not required to abide by licensing to change the entire inner workings of their program. So with CMake, we actually are kind of coming to the end of that. We have covered a lot of ground on that. There still are a couple more things, though, to cover with CMake, so please do look forward to that as well if you have been following along with our CMake series. Some of the things to do yet are to deal with adding your own definitions and setting macros and things like that so that you can maybe turn on debugging and things like that within your C++ code or C code. And then the last one is, well, miscellaneous. That's obviously the series where we just kind of cover things that don't necessarily fit into any of these other series. But this is only the beginning for this channel. Like I said, CMake is in a way starting to wind down. Obviously, I'm not going to just button it up and wrap it up completely, because as the building software continues to evolve, I'm sure there'll be new functions and new capabilities that we can always do. And then also, if there's things that people would desire to see, they know it's possible and I haven't covered it yet, just send me either an email or a comment on a video, and I can definitely make a video about it showing you how to do the things that you want to do. But as some of these series are more or less wrapped up, we plan on adding more of them, like maybe batch files, so that you can work with the command line in DOS basically, so you can combine your assembly programs and batch files. Also, probably bash files. And the neat thing about bash is you can actually write it. It will work on Linux, but then also, like on Windows, when you pull up git bash, you can actually use some of that bash functionality, and it actually is more powerful than batch files. So that's something that I hope to get to in the future. Once SDL3 comes out, we can look forward to probably having some videos on that. And I think that's kind of what slowed me down a little bit on SDL2 is the second version is, well, it's not obsolete or deprecated yet, but it's life expectancy, there we go, I can say that word, is, well, it's a little bit shorter now because the third version will be coming out. However, looking back at old references is always good, so we will continue to move forward on that as well. And again, I just wanted to say thank you to all of you. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet and you like this type of content, please do consider subscribing. And also, if there's something that you want to see specifically, please do leave a comment. Hey, I want to see this, or I want to see that, and I will definitely look into making a video about it. I can't promise that I'll get it out immediately or that it will fall out of scope for now, but hopefully we'll get to it eventually, or maybe it will be right in line with all the things that I have planned, and we'll be able to get it in there and satisfy the things that you're looking for right away. So we look forward to seeing you in future videos, and hopefully at that point my voice is a little bit better as well. And that's really all I have for you today. So we look forward to seeing you next time.